sometimes I hear people say that nothing has changed. But for someone to grow up in the cotton fields of Alabama and now serving in the United States Congress makes me want to tell them to take a walk in my shoes. Take a walk in the shoes of the one who has been attacked by police dogs, fire hoses, and nightsticks, and arrested and jailed. I have come to Washington the same year that President Obama was born to participate in the Freedom Ride. In 1961, black and whites were not allowed to ride on the Greyhound together. But we were not going to stop there. We decided to take an integrated fashion bus ride to New Orleans. But we did not make it. We did not make it. We were beaten and jailed and arrested for trying to end segregation in public transportation. When we met President Kennedy, he said that there's a fire rising in America. In 1963, you could not vote. You did not have the right to vote because of the color of your skin. You had to pay a poll tax. You had to guess how many bubbles were on a bar of soap or how many jelly beans were in a jar. Hundreds of people were not able to vote and not be able to be a part of the democratic process. And that's why we told President Kennedy that we intended to march in Washington to bring freedom and equality in America. On August 26, 1963, the nation's capital, in a state of emergency, thousands of troops were surrounded in Washington. Workers were told to stay home. The liquor stores were closed, but the march was orderly. The march was filled with peace. It was filled with dignity and self-respect because we believe that day in the march we were it was served with self-respect and with dignity. When people showed up to the services, they showed up dressed like they were going to a religious service. And Mahalia Jackson sang How We Got Over and How We Got Over. And she brought all of us together. And her singing, it created us to start to walk. And we truly believe that every human being, even those who are violent, even those who hate us, there was a spark of divine. And no one had the right to disturb that spark or divine. Martin Luther King Jr. taught us the way of peace, the way of love, the way of nonviolence. He taught us to have power, the power to forgive, and the capacity to be reconciled. He taught us to stand up, to stand out, to speak out. And he also taught us to find ways to get into the way. Find ways to get in the way. That Martin Luther King, that day, when he turned in the Washington marble steps into a modern day pulpit, he changed us forever.